It's your boy BOUTIT, and we back with another video. See the title? This is the story time of how the journey of my feet becoming ugly. And it's not my feet super ugly. It's just like my big toe, probably my pinky toe. Yeah, I feel like my knuckle fat. But anyways, it all started, bruh, middle school. Middle school. See, and how the year I was born and how school go for me is the beginning year from January to June is the year I graduate. So I graduated in 2012. I was in 12th grade in 2012 from January to June. So with that being said, this had to be probably like, it had to be winter vacation of 7th grade. So it had to be like, finna be '07. It was like, gotta be 2006, bro, for sure. Yeah, it was 2006. My mom is not too big on celebrating holidays, bro. I stopped having a real birthday at 12. No kizzy. No kizzy. 12. So I remember around that winter vacation time, was not going to school because I remember I did not go to school. I did not even leave after this situation happened. But for sure, I went in the kitchen. I was hungry. Your boy was hungry, about it. I had the munchies or something, or I was chilling in the room. I'm like, man, I need to go eat. Mom's just shopped. Let me go in the kitchen. So my mom at that time used to buy Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets used to hit. Now I would even touch a Hot Pocket if I seen it. Like, I wouldn't. Like, it's just not disgusting. And this is kind of the reason why I never eat a Hot Pocket again. But anyways, so I walk into the kitchen. I'm knowing, get the Hot Pocket, warming, putting it in the pocket and warm it up. You feel me? So it was winter vacation just because I knew my mom had a half-cut ham. Or a ham, I don't even know if it's half cut. I don't know, but it was a big old ham. You could see like the meat and the little bone, whatever. So she had a big old ham. And a frozen chicken in the freezer. I remember like it was yesterday. Behind the ham were the Hot Pockets. And me being so trying to do stuff fast instead of doing stuff, in a proper manner, I was trying to rush. So instead of taking out the ham and putting the ham on the counter so I can get my Hot Pocket that was in the back of it, I just go, I was like, I was skinny. I had my little arm now. I was skinny, so I put my arm around the back of the Hot Pocket. So, the ham to grab the Hot Pocket, right? So I grabbed the Hot Pocket. As soon as it got in my hand like this, boom! The ham falls off the shelf, hitting my feet. Like, bruh, you hear me? It hit my feet. Like, it hit the two big toes too, like directly. Boom! I instantly, Hot Pocket fly. I don't even know which way it fly. It was gone. I don't even remember where the Hot Pocket was, bruh. I don't even remember cleaning up the Hot Pocket. All I remember is I fell straight, so directly across from the refrigerator. Like, so this is the refrigerator. So behind me will be the counters. Our mom used to have that little bread, little thing. You put the bread in to make, and it was the counter with the pot. So I hit the pot cap, boom. You hear pots rattling. My mom was not home, so it was loud, like boom. I fell right on my butt and hit my back on the thing, like, oh, and I hit my head. So I'm like, oh, but it didn't really hurt because my toes was hurting. All that didn't matter. My toes was hurting. That it didn't faze me. My toes was hurting. It felt like all the blood in my body just went straight to my toes. My toes had a heartbeat and it was throbbing. I'm like, oh, I'm just screaming. But it was like, bruh, I can't even put into words how bad it was. All I know is that ham hit my feet, boom, and it slid because it's cold, frozen. It like just hit my feet and slid like to the right a little bit, boom. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh. While I do this, I put my head up. The frozen chicken fall. I guess from me hitting the ground and all that, boom. The chicken. Say put the icing on the cake, bro. The icing on the cake. The chicken hit my feet, and that's when the toenail really snapped. Like, really, like the whole toenail, it was cracked. It was cracked. Like, I probably had like this much toenail. The whole top part. One of them, I don't even know what it was. One of them was gone. It was cracked. One part was chipped and it was gone. Like it had like a triangle. And then the other half was just, I don't know. And then the other toe, it was just cracked. Like just cracked. But it was cracked so like the front of my toenail was like this, like the back of it was like this, and the front of the toenail was pointed down. I'm like, oh, and it was so crazy because luckily it didn't bleed at all, but it ripped off my skin. The toenail ripped off my skin. I'm like, oh, what's the chicken? I was yelling, bruh. That was the closest I ever got to being in the Army. I'm like, I didn't know what to do, so I just Army crawled. Feet was just dangling. I couldn't feel, like it was throbbing so bad. I couldn't, like, I thought I broke a bone. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm like, I'm in so much pain. I don't know if I sprained my feet, if they broke. I'm just going, mind wandering, going crazy. So I'm, I swear it took me like good 4 to 5 minutes to get to my room. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I stopped after a while. I looked at my feet like, cause I'm trying to like to crawl, but not like keep hitting my toenail on the carpet and the towel and stuff. But at that point, I really low-key didn't have no feeling. Like the heartbeat motion after the hand fell was gone. It just felt like my feet had sand in them. Like literally had sand. So I'm like, oh, I ain't never felt this before. This ain't no regular feeling. I thought your feet get sand when you hold them in too long, the blood circulation. I'm like, bro, it was just blood in here. So I finally get to the room and just lay on the bed, bro. I probably laid on that bed for like 4 hours. And then I walked on my heels and I probably did clean up then, but I don't remember even cleaning up. But all I know is I was messed up. And then it didn't make it no better when my toes start healing and they start getting kind of like a discoloration. I started wearing tight shoes. I used to hang out with the homie and bro, like, oh, you want some shoes? I was like, man, you like, I don't wear these no more. You want to wear them? And I'll wear some shoes that was too small. Now I'm making it no better. Bruh. By the time I got into, and this was like 7th grade. So, and I was starting to be on some wild stuff, like doing bad stuff. So about 8th grade came and I started really being bad. And I went to them places, bruh. It made it no better when you took a shower. The water, dirty water, the little drain would be stopped up with dirty water would be at least to your ankle. And it made it no better, bruh. To where my toenail became thick as fuck. To where right now, I already ain't got one no more. Drilled that thing down, you heard me? Trying to fix myself, make myself perfect. That's why I'm like, man, my daughter mom she was a winner because she didn't clip them things. Yeah, you see the movies, they be like, ooh, that shit be flying. Yes, bruh. They coming back and they gonna be way better. But, bruh, that was the journey of my feet. Like, I did more stuff and other stuff. I'm gonna tell a story about how my eyebrow got like this. But that was the leading to where it's like, just let's set it like this. I don't eat Hot Pockets. Probably would never, won't even buy them for my kids. Every time I eat them, this is what I think about. I look at my feet, think about the excruciating pain and how I was so hurt that an army crawled to my room. And ever since then, life has never been the same. Going swimming has never been the same. Wearing sandals have never been the same. Used to mess up my daily life. But nah, that's it. That was the infamous foot story, bruh. I don't like ham. I never liked the ham, but I really don't like ham now. Frozen chicken in the freezer, I swear I put my feet far apart. Like Like when, you know, the police be like, spread your legs. Like, bruh, my legs be so far apart. If I'm grabbing anything heavy, frozen, if it's even a roast out the refrigerator, I am not playing that anymore, bruh. And I'm ready to jump back. I promise you. Life changer events, bruh. And we out.